CNN News 18 has accessed the Enforcement Directorate charge sheet against the Popular Front of India. The ED claims to have cracked a Hawala trail from the Gulf region. Branches of the organization in Oman, Qatar, Kuwait and Saudi Arabia would collect funds and transfer them to India through the Hawala channel. A Chinese link has also been found. Kaleem Pasha of the SDPI, a sister concern of PFI, received 5 lakh rupees allegedly from a Chinese company named Jump Monkey Promotion India Limited. Now, terror funding links have also been established. The PFI had transferred funds to a man who was caught with an IED and live cartridges. Ashish Mehrishi is now joining us with more details on the phone. Ashish, first of all, take us through the details of what ED sources are saying as far as the possible funding from the Gulf is concerned.
So there are many, there's a sort of a structure that has been created, which this has been found during investigation by the Enforcement Directorate. And this structure basically is created where money is collected in huge amounts from these people. They are local people who are there, and in fact, there are many people who collect this money in cash, send it as, either remittances to home or, even cash is transferred through Hawala channels, and ultimately, this money is further, infused into banking channels into India, and then, it is shown as legitimate expenditure. But ultimately, if you see, there are hundreds and hundreds of accounts that have been, investigated by the Enforcement Directorate. They have also investigated the outgoing things. So outgoing money has also been investigated by the Enforcement Directorate, and they found in majority of the cases that people, on whose name the account was opened, those people never existed on the ground. So there is a proper structure which was working. Money was going into accounts of people who are basically involved into terror activities. There's an individual who was arrested recently by UPATS, and it was found that, money was transferred, around 3.5 lakh accounts was transferred into his account by PFI, and he was caught with live cartridges, a pistol, and an IED. So, this organization, PFI, it is absolutely clear that they were not only into terror activities, but anti-national activities as well. If you remember the hijab controversy which happened in Karnataka, they have found that PFI was involved there. The anti-CAA protests, Delhi riots, everything, they have found that PFI somehow or the other is linked to all these things.
All right, let me also bring in Harish Upadhyay, who's joining us with more details from Bengaluru. Harish, I want to understand from you whether the funding for PFI has been under the scanner for long, or is it only after the recent controversies that this matter has come up? And have you heard anything of this nature of a possible Hawala link from the Gulf from the police in Karnataka ever?
Well, the police haven't looked into the funding aspect. They've left it to the central agencies. They've largely looked at their activities on the ground. But PFI and their funding has been an area of concern or investigation for a long time. In fact, the ED has been investigating it since 2008, 2018, 2020 is when the ED asked PFI to explain some of these transactions. The ED has also approached the court on some of these aspects. In fact, the PFI today clarified that some of these transactions are legitimate. The PFI says we send out an appeal to people, especially during Ramzan and other times, asking for donation, and then they send us money. Some of them actually send us money, others actually come and deposit money in our account, and we are bringing it into our account and showing it in our income tax return. So we are very transparent is the claim of the PFI. In fact, the PFI says that the ED has gone to some of these big contributors and asked if those contributors are filing income tax return. We are being asked if those contributors are filing income tax return. They are saying, well, that's not our job. We took donation from someone. We are not someone who can ask if they have income tax return filed. So that's been the defense of the PFI since morning, saying that all the transaction, whether it's cash or the donation received in our account, have been reflected in the income tax department income tax returns filed by the PFI.
All right, Harish, just stay on.